I have a new TV show on Newsmax TV on Saturdays at 7:30. Tune in, you'll enjoy it.
In the 18th and 19th century, the Democratic Party was primarily defined by racism. They were the party of the South, they were the party of the Confederacy, and during the years in the aftermath of the Civil War, they were the party opposing Reconstruction and favoring the maintenance of the pre-Civil War policies. The Democratic Party, however, changed fundamentally in 1896 when William Jennings Bryan, the populist, took over the party as its presidential candidate in 96, 1900, and 1908, losing all three times. And the Democratic Party became clearly the party not of the large Southern landowners, but of the small farmers, the populists, the Midwest Party. It shifted its geographic base from the South to the Midwest, to states like Nebraska and Kansas and Iowa and so on. Then along came Woodrow Wilson, who took that ideology and made it not just a liberal ideology for populists, for planters, for farmers, but also for urban workers and unionization. And Franklin Roosevelt completed that transition and literally made the Democratic Party the party of the poor and the Republican Party the party of the rich, which was the fundamental motif that characterized the party dialogue in this country from 1932 until the early 1970s. In 1974, the economic populism stopped being the basis of the Democratic Party, and social liberalism replaced it. The epicenter of the Democratic Party moved increasingly from the working class and union hall to Hollywood and Harvard, to the cultural elites, and increasingly also of the economic elites. The key event that triggered that was Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion, and after that the gay rights movement. Those forces moved the Democratic Party to become really less like the British Labour Party and more like the British Liberal Party, one that was not primarily concerned with economics, but concerned with its perception of social justice. That vacated an entire unit of American population, the lower white middle class, that had formerly been the core of the Democratic Party, that now is up for grabs. They faced a Republican Party that did not reflect their priorities, and a Democratic Party that increasingly ignored their priorities. Then stuff changed in the Nixon administration. Nixon attempted to exploit the ground vacated by the old Democratic Party, particularly its southern wing, and replace it with a new Republican ideology that he called the silent majority. Under Reagan, that shift continued, moving away from the posture of race and moving increasingly toward social conservatism based on opposition to abortion, opposition to gay rights, and a maintenance of traditional religious values in our society and our politics. But all of the Reagan move and the Nixon move before it was really to exploit the constituency the Democratic Party had abandoned. And that replacement reached its apogee in 2016, when Trump won a majority of the white working class vote, and the Democrats won a majority of the rich, wealthy, educated vote. The parties completely flipped. Democrats became the party of the rich, and Republicans the party of the poor. The wild card, the outlier, was the black and Latino population that continued its Democratic moorings because of their fear of Republican racism and sexism. But that constituency is the jump ball in our politics. And in winning that jump ball, Trump really laid the basis for the most important party realignment since Franklin Roosevelt.